What is a post-mortem? A post-mortem literally means after death. But in terms of project development and project management, it's a kind of a dark, humorous term used for the end of a project, and particularly the assessment and evaluation that happens after the end of a project when a team gets to take a step back and look at how things went. Now, technically, it is possible to do a postmortem on an individual project, but they are most commonly done on team projects, and it is a chance for the team to discuss how things went. So the team would reflect on what worked well, what didn't go so well, and what can we learn from this and apply to future projects. This is a really valuable opportunity, no matter how well the project went or how poorly the project went, to take a step back and think about what could be done differently next time. It's also a really cathartic process. It allows everyone to express their feelings about the project, and many teams will say that afterwards they feel a lot better about knowing that they could still learn something from that process, even if things didn't go according to plan. How to run a post-mortem. There are a few different ways to do it, but one helpful strategy is to come up with some questions ahead of time that you'll ask each other, and to share those with each other in advance so everyone has a little bit of time to think about it. This makes it a little bit more efficient rather than having everything happen spontaneously in the moment. Then the team should meet synchronously. It's really important to have this as a synchronous discussion and not to try to go back and forth as text messages or on instant messenger. So meeting synchronously and verbally discussing. And make sure at least one person takes notes so that you have a record of it afterwards. Generally, you'll start with a recap of what things were done at each stage, just to give everyone a refresher of what happened. Some projects go on for a very long time, and so it can be helpful to recall what happened at each stage of the process. And then talk about the finished result, and did it meet your expectations? Whether it met your expectations or not, you also want to think about why. What were some things that happened that prevented it from meeting your expectations? Or if it really met your expectations or exceeded your expectations, what were those positives that help get it there? So think about why you got to the finished result that you ended up with. Then lastly, what can we all learn from this and apply to future projects? The purpose of a postmortem is to think about what you can learn from the experience and what you can do to improve. And so making sure that everyone has something to take away from it about what they can do individually or what you can do collectively to make sure your future projects go smoothly. This is also a great time to think about if the milestone that you are at when you do this postmortem, if this is a project that you might want to continue, this would be a great place to decide whether or not you do want to continue it or not. And if you do want to continue it, how can you apply these changes to make the rest of the project go more smoothly? Make sure that whoever took notes shares their notes with the team at the end so that everyone has a copy of what took place during this meeting. And throughout this whole process, really keep in mind that the purpose is about improvement. The whole point of doing this process is to learn what you can do on future projects to make them go more smoothly than how this one went. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have very productive postmortems.